This is not gonna be a typical video. I'm kind of shaking it rough right now. I don't even think there's really gonna be much editing to this at all, but like, I have not been bueno. Very no bueno. And I think I'm just gonna sit here, do my makeup, and sort of talk about kind of everything that's going through my mind. It is, I believe, Mental Health Awareness Month, so fuck it, might as well talk about my own mental health. I don't know where I'm at right now, but I know it's not in the best of places. I don't like to talk about what's going on with me, to be honest. I hate talking to someone about anything, which is the main reason why I don't do therapy, because even though I think I would definitely benefit from it, this interaction right here is so much easier than if there was an actual human being sitting right across from me asking me how I feel. And I just feel I get so embarrassed. And I know I shouldn't, but I get so embarrassed when I talk about myself and what I'm going through, because I feel like I shouldn't be feeling like this, and like I feel like I don't deserve to feel sad, if that makes sense, because I have all the basic necessities, and I know that's not the right way to look at it. I felt like this for as long as I can remember, to be honest. And the last few weeks have actually kind of been rough in terms of like something after something after something happening is annoying, and it just worsens my mood. So I've been finding it really hard to stay happy for the last few weeks. There's just so much shit going on right now, personally, and it's not helping me get better. It's not making it easier to get better. And I've distracted myself, I've tried to distract myself, and I don't really know what else to do. And I felt like this was probably the best thing to do. Something that I've noticed about myself is that I've been more aware of the fact that I get so easily irritated over like the littlest things. And that kind of worries me a lot more than I think it should. But like, I'm not an aggressive person and I hate confrontation. So like whenever something annoys me, I get angry and I get agitated, and then that makes me come off as a rude person, but I hate coming off as a rude person. It's one of my biggest fears actually, for people to just meet me and think I'm a fucking bitch. But yeah, like even when somebody's talking to me and I'm trying to do like a task, or like when I'm watching TV and somebody's talking to me, I get so irritated, and I know I shouldn't. I don't know why I do though, and it makes me feel embarrassed for myself, the fact that I do. Another thing that I like think about a lot is the fact that in reality, I actually don't think I've accomplished anything in life. Like, it feels like I haven't accomplished anything in life. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I'm about to obtain a certificate in design foundations, and I'm going back to school to get a degree and game art. That is a lot of different areas, and for some reason that does not feel like enough for me. I know that is quite a toxic way to think. Don't get me wrong, am I proud of myself for being able to, not only continue school but successfully graduate? Yes, of course. However, it just feels like I'm not getting anywhere with what I've accomplished. The only reason why I went back to school in the first place to get my certificate in design is because I could not live with the fact that I couldn't get a job with just a simple bachelor's degree of psychology. Content creation is what I love to do. It's what I really, really want to be successful for me. I don't know, maybe I'm just doing all of these degrees and I continue to go back to school because I need to feel like I'm succeeding somewhere if I'm not succeeding in content creation, which breaks my heart more than if I didn't finish school, to be honest. Like, it's not that deep, but it is that deep, but it's not that deep. But like, the amount of people who go into content creation or get successful in content creation and are taking it for granted or being recognized for doing stupid, awful shit. And meanwhile, there's so many people out there who want to do content creation, want to be successful in this industry, and get no recognition because a lot of the times their content isn't pushed out enough because it's not controversial, it's not chaotic, it's not something negative. Like, be for real. Negativity is what pushes this world. It's what makes this world go round, and it's what gets the most media coverage, which I fucking hate. It sells. I don't know what I'd do myself if this didn't work out. I put so much time and energy into this. Don't get me wrong, I love doing all of this. I really do. But sometimes it, like, you genuinely just can't help but think, what if this doesn't work? And it's so hard to try to keep being positive when outside of this, you're going through some shit and you're not seeing as much progress as you'd hope. And to that, I know that there's going to be people who see this video, and respectfully, these are the people that really piss me off, are the ones who try to sell their SEO companies or services. I don't know why. It really irks me, but I just hate seeing that because you're just gonna get scammed. Like, I just pretty much ignore all of those when I can. But for example, when I'm on Discord, the amount of people who message me who I think, oh, I can, these are people who I'm gonna befriend. These are people who are gonna support each other. This is great. I'm making content friends. No, it's just people trying to sell me their products, and it fucking sucks. That's why I'm so wary of who to trust and who to reach out to, or just to reach out to anybody, to be honest. Like, it's truly hard to navigate who, again, is in content creation because they love content creation, or who is in content creation just to make a buck. And I understand that money is a huge part of this, because to be able to do all of this and still, you know, manage yourself and be your own boss and work on your own schedule is amazing. It's such a luxury that damn near nobody gets to experience. I don't know. I just feel like shit. And I am very worried that none of this is gonna work out. Over the last couple of days, I've kind of like been getting this really, I wouldn't say sharp, but it's a very uncomfortable, almost can't breathe sort of pain in my chest. Like, my chest feels like it's shrinking and it's making it harder for my lungs to expand. And maybe that's an anxiety attack or a panic attack, but all I know is that I have been feeling it for the last few days, and I already lack sleep. I have so much trouble sleeping to begin with that when I get this sort of pressure in my chest, especially at night, it makes it even more difficult to sleep. So I have been losing sleep a lot more often these last couple of days because of this chest pain. Again, maybe I just need to air this out so that I could feel better. But I can't do that in front of a person quite yet. I'm not ready to do that quite yet. I also fear of crying in front of people. I know that's so stupid because I don't care if you cry in front of me. If anything, I find it, for lack of a better term, honorable. Like, you trust me enough to be vulnerable with me, and that makes me feel like I'm doing my duties as a good friend. But I hate crying in front of people. And it's because I hate feeling vulnerable in front of people, or at least that vulnerable in front of people. I really am an open book if you ask me about certain stuff. But if I find that, like, I'm on the verge of tears, I'll have to beat around the bush. Like, another thing that's really been getting to me is my weight. I've had problems with my weight, or I've struggled with losing weight for a very long time now. When I learned that I also have PCOS, it also kind of solidified the fact that it is harder for me to do so, which has made me more annoyed with the situation. Take a shot every time I say that I'm annoyed. It's not like I don't exercise, because I do. But then when I feel like I'm making progress, I look at the scale and I gained so much more weight than I started, and I don't understand it. Again, PCOS. I'm also on birth control, so that could be just the hormonal imbalance, which is what I'm telling myself, because I know that I'm doing what's right. But like, it's so frustrating. It's hard because I'm trying to be less insecure about myself, but then I get bombarded with situations where, like, I'm like, wow, I'm just the most awful looking person in the room. And then thinking that puts me into a spiral, and like, I know I'm such a self-aware person that I also feel like going to therapy is would be sort of like a hit or miss for me. Because I'm such a self-aware person, I'm very well aware that I have a terrible relationship with food. There will be some days where I genuinely just forget to eat. or I tell myself that I don't need to eat. And then there are other days where I can't stop eating, and I hate myself every single time I pick something up and I eat it, because I'll eat when I'm not hungry, because I'll convince myself that I am. I don't really know what else to say apart from the fact that, like, I'm not doing great. I know this is gonna pass, because it always does, but I also know that it's gonna come back, because it always does. And it's just, it's a very annoying cycle. And hey, maybe if I did go see a doctor, then I would get prescribed medication for it. But I've also heard that people who are on medication for this kind of stuff have bad experiences with it. And sometimes it worsens it, or it creates new problems. Sure, I won't know until I actually try it. I've been thinking a lot more about moving. I just continue to find myself really sad here. And another thing is the fact that I've had a history with self-harm. And though I haven't done it in a few years now, which, big slay, I can't sit here and say that I don't think about it. And I don't think about other things too, like not being here in general. I don't know if anybody else has felt like this before, but does anybody else feel like they're afraid to go through with it, if you know you know, solely because you don't want the other people who are still here to feel sad? If that made sense to you, you get me. If it didn't make sense to you, I'm glad you don't get me. But like I said, this is a cycle that I go through. You know what it feels like? It feels like I am ungrateful, which makes feeling like this even more sucky. I well and truly commemorate the people who are able to always have faith in the idea that everything is going to work out. And I know that everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer of that. But it sometimes feels like what's happening for a reason is unfair that it is happening. I wish that I was just able to close my eyes and give in to just the idea that everything is going to be fine. This video is going to be all over the place, to be honest. I'm just really spewing out my thoughts because I have no idea what it is I'm actually trying to say. I don't really have a concise, clear thought. I'm just kind of spitting, if you will. I also kind of am doing this so that I can make friends one day, or just, you know, be with people who care to ask how you're doing and care to just care about you, really. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but if you watch the whole thing, thanks for listening. I really hope that this works out for me. I don't really know what to say anymore, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!